Let's please take roll.
Diaz. Bray. Wagner.
Here.
Kreiner.
Here.
Hardy.
Here.
Chair Vang.
Here. Thank you. We'll now begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please stand. Ready? Begin. All right, next I'm going to read the procedures. This meeting is being conducted in person and electronically. The public may participate in tonight's meeting by using the Zoom link provided on the Planning Commission agenda. Please note that all virtual participants will be on mute until they are called upon by the chair, at which point they will be unmuted. If you're a member of the public and would like to comment on an item, use the raise hand function on Zoom. To avoid any confusion, please wait for the item you desire to comment on to be called by the chair before electronically raising your hand. For each matter considered by the commission, there will first be a staff presentation, followed by a presentation for the project applicant. Testimony from the supporters of the project will then be taken, followed by testimony from those in opposition. The applicant will have the right to a final rebuttal presentation prior to closing the public hearing. In accordance with Section 13 of Article 2 of the Planning Commission Rules and Regulations governing length of public debate, all public testimony from those in support and in opposition of the project will be limited to 3 minutes per person. The 3 lights on the podium next to the microphone will indicate the amount of time remaining for the speaker. The green light will be turned on when the speaker begins. The yellow light will come on with the soft bell ring when 1 minute is remaining. The speaker should be completing the testimony by the time the red light comes on with the final bell indicating time has expired. All in-person public testimony must be presented to the commission at the podium. Any testimony that references race, religion, ethnicity, economic status, national origin, or any other classification protected under state or federal law in a derogatory manner shall be deemed irrelevant and will not be considered by the commission in making its land use determinations. If If you challenge these land use matters in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised in oral or written testimony or before the close of the hearing. We will start today's meeting with the approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Good evening, Chair Vang, members of the Planning Commission. I'm Israel Trejo with the Planning and Development Department. We do have one requested, one requested change to the agenda. Consent item 5A, the applicant is requesting to continue that to the next PC date, March 1st. Applicant wants to review one of the conditions, Public Works conditions with Public Works. Staff is in agreement with the continuance of consent item 5A to March 1st. No other changes to the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any commissioners have any changes to the agenda? All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as updated?
So moved. Second.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and take roll. We'll take vote, please.
Diaz,
Yes.
Bray,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Kreiner,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Chair Vang.
Yes, motion passes. All right, next we have the consent calendar. Do we have any motions by the commission to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Let's please take vote.
Diaz,
Yes.
Bray,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Kreiner,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Chair Vang.
Yes, motion passes. Do we have any reports by the commission? I see none. We'll go to new matters. It's going to be ID 23302, workshop.
Good evening, Planning Commission. I wanted to welcome up to our podium the co-chairs of the host committee for the 2023 APA California Conference. So Thomas Gaffrey and Dwight Kroll, who are two of the three co-hosts for, or chairs of the co-host of the committee for the conference. I wanted to invite them here to give you a little bit of history about the conference, why it's important that it's here in Fresno, how you can participate, and then we're gonna show a little bit of a video, so.
Thank you, Jennifer. Chair Van Commissioners, Thomas Gaffrey, Director of Community and Economic Development for the City of Fowler, and also one of the APA co-chairs. So the American Planning Association California chapter, our conference will be here in Fresno this fall. It's the first time since the 1960s that Fresno's hosting it. We anticipate somewhere between 600 and 800 planners from across the state will be here for multiple days for learning and programming, and most importantly, learning about the things that we have going on in Fresno and in the Central Valley. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight was that there's also opportunities for planning commissioners to engage. There's a track and lots of topics that are relevant for planning commissioners, a luncheon for planning commissioners where you can network with other planning commissioners from across the state. We've got our call for session proposals open right now, and we're really excited, and I'm kind of watching the clock every day to see what's going to start to come in from folks on the conference. We'll show a video in a second, but our theme is planning at the crossroads. And when we came about that, we thought about that from both a physical standpoint of, Highway 99 and high-speed rail, and what that means to physically be at a crossroads and be in the middle of California, but also the crossroads that we inherit and we work through as planners, whether that's housing, water, climate change, all of these critical issues that we are dealing with. We're hoping to see a number of sessions on those topics, as well as environmental justice, public health, community engagement, transportation, as we've been talking with our colleagues and encouraging folks to share the content that they've been working on in their communities so that we can learn from each other. when we're here in Fresno. This will also be APA's 75th anniversary, and so we'll have a number of special activities tied to that. Jennifer, anything else you'd like me to highlight before we roll to the video?
Yeah, so the central section of the California APA chapter is the largest by geographic area because we are all the way from Bakersfield up to just south of Stockton, and we go all the way across the Sierra Nevada to the border of Nevada. And so we are the largest geographically, and so as a region, we also have the smallest number of members in our chapter, in our section across the state. So it's really important that we highlight the work that we're doing here. A lot of the big cities in California may not think much of Fresno, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to highlight the great work that we're doing, the proactive work that we're doing here in our community. And we definitely want to encourage planning commissioners to not only attend, but to volunteer, perhaps even suggest a session that you'd like to participate in, give a panel on being a planning commissioner, or invite other planning commissioners to work with you on a session. So with that, if you'd like, we can roll the video. Or Dwight, do you want to talk about your experience going to APA California conferences in the past?
Well, sure. I'm Dwight Kroll with Kroll & Associates. I was the former planning director for the city of Clovis, and we're very excited about bringing the conference here. And I think Thomas has really covered it. But one of the things I kind of wanted to bring forward is that this is truly the last great place in California, and we were really excited about bringing folks from the LA area, the Bay Area, San Diego, up here to see the Central Valley. So we're excited about this. This is the first place a high-speed rail is actually occurring in the state of California. That in itself is very pivotal in the state. And so we're excited about showcasing this. We hope you participate with us, and looking forward to a good conference here next year.
Awesome. So we'll show the video and then we can throw out some questions.
Hi, I'm Johnny Land, Central Section Director of California Chapter of APA. We're excited to host you here at the Crossroads in Fresno for our 2023 State Conference. We hope you'll mark our calendars to come join us next year.
California's Central Valley is a unique place in our state. Here, cultures from around the world have found their home in its agricultural bounty. Cities have developed a special character related to its land and people, and its resources of food, water, and transportation have dramatically shaped the state in which we live.
Hi, I'm Steve Preston, co-historian for APA California. As we travel to Fresno for our 62nd annual conference, we also celebrate our 75th anniversary, dedicated to making great communities happen. We'll explore historic projects like Victor Gruen's 1960s vision for a walkable pedestrian downtown, and how that vision has now been reshaped to meet the needs of an evolving city. We'll explore the past and future of our profession, its successes and its failures, and what lies beyond the crossroads. Projects as dynamic as high-speed rail and as critical as housing, equity, and social justice. Come join us at the Crossroads next September as we celebrate the past, present, and future of California planning.
Awesome. So this was shown to about 1,500 attendees.
What happens when the prostate enlarges and the urine channel gets tight? You have an enlarged prostate.
Thank you.
Who doesn't love YouTube autoplay?
That's a pretty pervasive issue in a lot of communities.
Thank you. Yeah, that was not on the agenda. I'm sorry, we can't discuss that tonight. So again, this video was shown at the end of the state conference that was in Orange County and Anaheim this year. Approximately 1,500 folks were there. I am optimistic that we'll have more than 800 here in Fresno, being the 75th anniversary. It's a really great opportunity to network with others, to showcase, obviously, Fresno, but to learn about the profession. And I know that this group has been very eager to learn new things and to attend sessions. So, Thomas, tell them when it will be occurring and where in Fresno.
So it will be at the Convention Center with our host hotel here at the DoubleTree in September. And we've already been mapping out some of our mobile workshops that will really highlight some of the activities that we have going on, looking at a walking tour of the brewery district, multiple opportunities on Fulton, whether, you could spend 2 hours just talking about public art on Fulton, let alone a number of other things downtown, highlighting BRT, potentially highlighting Tower District specific plan, and then going into Clovis as well. And we have some programming planned for Clovis.
Awesome, and it's going to be September 16 through 19, and it typically starts on it's a Saturday, typically starts on a Saturday. The evening reception will be at the zoo, the opening reception on that Saturday night, and that is included in the conference registration. Typically, it ends around noon on Tuesday, and that'll be Tuesday the 19th, when folks will be leaving Fresno or perhaps staying an additional day or so. So if the Planning Commission has ideas about sessions that you think are important for you to learn about in transportation, housing, water, other resource issues across the state, planning law, there will be many, many opportunities, but if you have specific things that you'd like to suggest to the committee that they look at as potential sessions, we'd be happy to hear about that. If there's an opportunity, if you wanted to help host the planning commissioner luncheon, I'm sure we could, help with that to make sure that planning commissioners from across the state felt welcome here in the city of Fresno. But if you have any questions, we have our two experts. Carolina Illick from the City of Fresno is also a co-host on the committee, but she's unable to be with us tonight. So,
I just have a suggestion, and you probably have already taken care of this, but since homelessness is such a big issue here and in the other parts of California, in my impression, and I may be incorrect, but my impression is that the City of Fresno or the community in Fresno is doing a pretty good job with homelessness, coming up with some innovative plans and things. And it seems like that would be a good session to have, and maybe have Matthew Dildeen have a panel with Dildeen, and actually our planning commissioner here is involved in it too. So Brad does some help with the homeless housing and things like that. So I think I'm kind of proud. We're not there yet, but I'm kind of proud of what we're doing here. We're doing a good job, and I think it might be good for other places to see.
Absolutely. Sounds good. We'll make sure to keep an eye on that one. And then the opening event will be at the zoo, and they're tracking to have their new exhibit open by then. So that will be an opportunity to highlight some of the activities that they have there going on in Roding Park, and also looking at some of the other things and content that are folks that maybe other places in California don't encounter. How many planners in somewhere like Orange County encounter a right to farm covenant or encounter a Williamson Act cancellation? There's so many technical planning things that we encounter here in the Central Valley that other planners may not see in their day-to-day work. So that'll be another thing we're going to touch on. Thank you again.
Thank you.
thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate that.
Jane, if any planning commissioners are interested, When do we need to go ahead and notify you, or will you send out any information once we start getting some registration?
Yeah, so we will be sending out the call for panels to each of you, so that if you want to think about panels that you might recommend, or you'd like to try to put something together with a group here in Fresno, we would encourage that. We'll also let you know as soon as registration is open. As planning commissioners, the city of Fresno would register you to attend, and we'd really like for you to attend. Again, it's a great training opportunity. I have found that the California Planning Conference is better than the National Planning Conference for me, because it's very topic specific to the state of California, and I can walk away with 5 or more sessions a day that I've just taken copious notes and learned so many things about how other cities are handling new state laws, or handling specific types of projects, or handling changes in the economy and in the way we go about developing our community. So it's a really great opportunity to not only network, but also to learn. Typically, there are a dozen or more sessions each day per track that you can move around and learn about various things. And then there's usually night activities to network.
All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Next, we have, do we have any reports by the secretary?
I do not have any major updates. I did want to let you know that over the next couple of months, we will be releasing a number of public review drafts of specific plans, our VMT fee study, so the South Central specific plan draft and EIR, the Southeast Development Area public review draft and EIR, and the VMT fee schedule will be coming out in the next few months. And then later this summer, the update of the West Area Neighborhood Specific Plan, which contains some of the requirements that the council wanted to see before it came back to them. So a number of very large items will be coming to you. So getting it ahead of those when they come out in draft form will be good, because they're typically pretty lengthy documents.
I thought I saw that the Southeast Development Area Plan was kind of being backburnered.
Yeah, so that was an inaccurate report. So it did not have complete information with it. So the city is full speed ahead on its plan, adopting the plan and the environmental document. That needs to be completed by the end of August through City Council. After that, we'll be adopting and bringing forward the zoning rules that will go with it. Meantime, the Public Utilities Department is working very hard to get bid documents on the street to design the sewer that will be necessary. There's a very large trunk sewer main, and then expansion of the water treatment facility to ensure that we can serve that area. So those are take a few years to design and build, but we anticipate that we would be ready to see people moving in 5 years.
All right, well, thank you. I do see that we have a decent crowd tonight in the chambers. Next, we have unscheduled oral communications. Do we have any unscheduled communication? If you do, you will have 3 minutes to speak. No? Okay. We'll go ahead, and at 6:23, we'll adjourn the meeting. Everyone, have a wonderful evening.